Good evening, this is John Fred and Grutas, and today is the 27th of April 2022. I just got I just got out from the gym, and I just needed to share my thoughts. I just needed to share the ideas that I've come up with in my head. The concept that we will talk about today is family. And why so many people, why most people, young particularly, hate their parents, their guardians, or any person that raised them. Well, first, I think there are three reasons that people hate on their parents or guardians. First is that when your parents doing something, let's take cleaning the house for example, general cleaning of the house for example. Let's say they have been cleaning for 15 minutes. And then, when they ask you for help, they don't really ask you because they need help. They ask you to help them because they see you not struggling, because they see you not making life easy for them. Makes sense, right? And of course, me as the eldest person in the house, I will help when I am asked. Now, when I actually help them, they say all this bullshit on my face. They dump all of the negative shit from their work, negative shit from their bosses, from their peers in their work. They transfer all their negativity from their bosses, from their upper ones, to us, which are innocent people. I wonder why they do that. Is it because they are so comfortable with us that they dump what negative feeling they have to us? Or is it just that it's convenient for them and we are the only people that they can do that shit with? Makes me think. I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to ask the right questions so that later, when I grow up, I understand why they do it. Now, the second thing why most people hate their parents or guardians is that this is especially on the middle class above. Okay? When your parents ask you for something, for help, most of the time, they don't really ask for help. They just want to see you working. They just want to see you not doing anything that contributes to the house. They can really do it themselves, but they just give it to you because they see you not standing up and picking up things and cleaning even though the house is really clean. And most of the time, they only give you the things that does not matter, that they don't really need help with. I'm gonna tell you a story. This is the best story to explain this. In the province where poverty is prevalent, in the most provinces where money is extremely hard to get hands on, their parents, they really need their children. They really need their children to go walk mountains, long distances, to deliver some type of package, some type of raw material to sell to the market. They really need their children. They put their children with important tasks that really helps the family, and not only because they see their children bored or doing their thing, right? That's why later on you will notice that your parents, most of your parents, especially if they have had a hard time on provinces, is because their parents really ask them to do things that really help them. Yeah. Your parents, their parents, they have been sorting this coconut thing that they will sell later on in the market. And then they ask their children if they could get those logs that their parents chop and sell them to the next town. Which you will think, they really needed their children. Otherwise, they wouldn't have food to eat on the table. Otherwise, they wouldn't have money. They wouldn't have money to pay the bills, electricity, water, and such. They really ask their children for help. And you know, these children, boys especially, ages from 5 to 12, they want adventure. They want to go outside and explore. They want to gather their friends. They want to invite their friends and go on an adventure, which they travel by foot, long distances. They really have this genuine wild imagination when they're young. And it turns out later that these children that have experienced hardships, long distance walks, crossed deep, long rivers, carried extremely heavy weights, they really are proud of their parents. They really respect their parents, because their parents asked them genuine help to help the family. And they didn't just ask them because they are doing children's stuff, which is playing or interacting with their friends. It really hit me, because I've grown up with people, especially females. I never had a yayo that is a male. So I rarely have male influence in my life, masculine influence in my life. If there are, only masculine influences that I have were the people on our computer shop, in which they always fucking beat me because I am fat as a kid. They always bullied me, they always insulted me. They insulted me with my odor, they insulted me with my weight. They insulted me with the color of my nape. All this shit I experienced as a kid. And whenever I go home, our female yayas, our female maids, they would lash on me. Whenever they are cleaning, they really do not need my help. They just want to see me not do kids stuff. They just want to not see me play. They do not just want me see not do anything. And of course, as a kid, I do not want to help people who do not need genuine help and are negative when asking help for me. Yep. They said, "Hey, you, come here. Do this. Broom the floor. Wash the floor." And when I wash the fucking floor, instead of explaining to me the proper way of doing the task, they lash out on me on every fucking negative thing. They lash out me on how to do this properly, but that is not really proper. They're just their way of doing it. They talk bad about me. They hit me with things. They hit me with their hands. And they shout negatively at me. All this shit. Like, if you need help, you must be genuine about it. You must really need help. Either because you can't do this, you can't deliver this because you're busy doing this work so that you can provide for the family. But do not ask me because you just see me doing my stuff. Just because you see me doing my thing. That it just doesn't make sense. I've known this because I have read Dale Carnegie's How to Win and Influence People. If you want people to do something, you must tie your interest with their interest. Makes sense, right? You want to first grab a hold of what the other person can get if they do this task, and what you can get if they do this task. Okay? It's not just your interest. It must be of the other's interest too. Because if it's only your interest, you are being selfish. Right? You ask this kid to do something, but that kid doesn't really get anything out of that task that you gave him. It is only because it fulfills your ego and it reacts positively to your past trauma, in which you also got beaten as a kid when you were not following your parents, also not the best tasks, but not really at the good of all. So we need to change that. If you want people to respect us, if you want people not even to like us, respect us, to have better relationships with people, you need to do that. You need to tie your interests with the other person's interests. and even indirectly or directly, both parties must have a positive profit or return of investment in that interaction. So yeah, it's been 15 minutes, and this video is about why most people, especially young people, hate their parents or their guardians. That's all. This is John Fred Grutas, and I'm out.